Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Pat, workshop facilitator here at the Missouri Job Center in St. Louis County, where we are considered your one-stop shop. So for instance, if you are looking for a little bit more education, if you want a little bit more information regarding certification, perhaps how you can improve your education, or even just simply doing workshops so that you can have personal self-improvement, then we are your shop here. What I'd like to do today is just kind of give you a little information regarding that age-old question regarding your resume. Now again, no one likes to do their resume. No one ever wakes up and thinks, oh yay, I'm really ready to do that. However, there are certain essential items that you need to have if you are going to have an effective resume in this day and age. So what we're going to focus on are those 5 elements of any resume that you need to include. That would include your contact information, your skills section, your career summary, your work history, and fifthly, your education. So what we're going to do is kind of briefly discuss each one of those elements and what you need to include, okay? Now, the first bit of information includes your contact information. What we are not doing anymore is putting your address in your contact information. So with your contact information, all you need to include is your name, your cell phone number, your email address, and if you have a search engine optimized LinkedIn page, then you put your LinkedIn address as well. Now, it may seem very simple, all of those elements that I mentioned, but what you want to make certain that you do is have an official email address, or rather a more professional email address with your name and perhaps a number, and of course, whether you use a Gmail account, Outlook, etc. Secondly, if you have your telephone number, what you want to include is your cell phone number on your resume. And make certain that you have an official, or make certain that you have a professional voicemail, because just in case one of those employers tries to call you, you want to make certain that you sound official and that you don't have perhaps your favorite music playing in the background. Secondly, let's talk about your career summary. Now, this career summary states who you are and what you bring to the table. Remember again that in this day and age, what you want to do is show the employer what you can bring, not what you want from the employer. So therefore, what you want to do is have 2 to 3 sentences stating who you are, your value, and essentially stating your strength that you bring that no one else can bring to the particular organization. Thirdly, you want to have a list of skills. Now, what are these various skills that you're going to have? Well, the skills are going to come from the job ad or that job description. So generally, I would say have somewhere between 8 to 12 skills listed on your resume. This is going to be so that the recruiter can directly see what skills you bring to the table. Now, make certain that these are skills that you list that you could do tomorrow if you are hired and provided with that job tomorrow. Make certain that those are the skills that you have listed. Now we're going to get into the more tricky part, which would include your work history. A general rule of thumb that recruiters are talking about, or that recruiters are looking for, is you to go back no more than 10 years in your work history. Now, again, this is going to vary depending upon the type of position that you're applying for and the experience that the job ad is requiring. So of course, if it's a job ad that's going to require someone to have, let's say, 10 to 12 years of experience, then of course, if you go back 12 or 15 years in your work history, then that's not a problem. If you aren't certain in terms of where you should start with your work history, look at it like this. You generally should not go back further than the year 2000 on your resume. When you are listing your work history, the key word to remember is relevance. Is it relevant to the position to which you are applying for today? And also what I want to mention regarding your skills and your work history, make certain that those two match. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say in your skills section, you're listing that you have forklift experience. Well, as a recruiter, I'm going to look at your previous work history. And if in your work history, all I see that you've done is you've worked as a fry cook at Burger King, then that of course does not match. So I don't see where your history is with forklift operation and where did you receive that particular skill. So again, your work history and your skills have to match. Another thing when you are listing your work history is, again, you want to make certain that you go back no more than 10 years. Or a general rule of thumb is that you don't go back further than 10 years. However, again, that's depending upon the position in which you're applying for and, of course, the organization itself. So again, if the job ad is listing for someone or is looking for someone with 10 to 12 years experience, then it's fine to go back about 15 years, as long as that particular experience is relevant. And then lastly, the fifth element of your resume that you should include is your education. Notice your education doesn't necessarily go at the top of your resume anymore, because what recruiters are looking for, who you are, what you bring to the organization, and the value that you offer. So generally, what you would want to do is list the highest level of education that you've received. So for example, if you have a master's degree, then you would want to list your master's degree. If you have a bachelor's degree, and that's the highest degree that you've attained, then you want to list your bachelor's degree. Now, one of the questions that you might be asking is, okay, Patrice, well, I have various certifications, I have various awards, I have community and volunteer experience. Should I put that on my resume? Absolutely, you can put that on your resume. But the key point is that you must have your contact information, your career summary, your skills, your work history, and your education. Those are the 5 vital elements of your resume. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to come down and visit us at the Missouri Job Center. We're located in St. Anne, Missouri, in the Old Northwest Plaza Shopping Mall. Thank you again, and we will be giving you more updates and tips regarding your career search and your job hunt. Thank you so much.